Welcome to Pillow Talking Podcast.
Welcome.
It's your boy JT.
And Nene.
And they should stop clapping. Okay, anyway. Yeah, welcome to another week of the only podcast shot in the bed. This week, first off, let's start off. Rest in peace, Paul Mooney. Did you see that? You know what Paul Mooney is? It's not fun.
It rings a bell, but who's Paul Mooney?
Oh my gosh. Like, are you black?
We got style, we got flavor, we got rhythm. I mean, the black man in America is the most copied man on this
How
planet.
do you know this
bar
is?
none.
You never seen him?
Everybody want to be it. Nobody want to be it.
From what?
Black people
Chappelle
walk like
show?
that because we have style, we got flavor, we got rhythm. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the Chappelle show,
you
but
gotta lie, Craig.
no, I mean, I watched the Chappelle show, but I mean, however, I wasn't paying attention to people's names. Like,
Okay, well, he was that old black man on the Chappelle show. That's what
Gotcha.
most people know him from. But he is a comic, hilarious. He's always been like very pro-black and
clearly,
yeah,
automatically.
and saying like the stuff that most people wouldn't say in Hollywood, which made him like really unique.
Well, he's old. He's older.
I think he was 79, so that's a long time.
To me, yeah. Like, when people
Once
be
you-
like,
once
"Oh
you
my God," you're
cross-
right. I'd be like,
once you
"That's
cross the
good."
promised years, what I call
Yeah.
your promised years, I'm like, okay,
right.
everything else is a blessing. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Like, but yeah, I mean, shout out to him. He was really big for comedy because he showed that he was able to express stuff through comedy that was very sensitive but necessary.
Yeah.
And for that, his legacy will live on forever. Yeah, so I guess this week, only thing I saw that was crazy, this whole thing with people still like arguing over the Bill Gates thing. I don't know why. His whole divorce, like people saying this now, they're saying that they divorced to save the stock market or something.
What?
I don't know. They said it's like related to, because like by them separating the way they did on like happy terms, like the stock market didn't crash and all the stuff they're invested in didn't fall apart. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm gonna say this one more time. We said it last week. I don't think it's that deep. I feel like I think what happened with Bill Gates and his wife is when their oldest child got out the house and they was like, whoa, is this us? I don't think they liked each other. I think they fell victim to something that we always tell people not to fall victim to, and that's falling in love with your kids so much and parenting that when they're gone and now it's just an empty
You and your
nest,
partner.
you don't even know who you with because your whole entire life was
Yes.
centered around being a parent. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't much dating. It was either some people literally is work and parenting, and then when the kids get older, they gone.
Yep. Because why? You have to make time for the other things. I mean,
Yeah, and this is why we tell people too, you cannot put your kids over your spouse and think things will work out.
right.
And I know we say that a lot, and I guess we can just take a pause here, but it's very important that people realize that when we say that, we're not saying that if it's one piece of food left in the house, who get it? That's not what we're saying when we say
so crazy.
your kid, your wife, your spouse
Come
comes before your
first,
kids.
yeah.
We're not saying that if you down to your last dollar and does it go to the wife or the kid? No, we're saying we're not saying that at every single instance in life the
your
spouse
spouse
is
goes further.
no. Obviously, there's times when the kids are the priority, but what we're saying is the kid's place cannot be higher than your spouse's.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. Like
don't.
if you're married and you're one,
Why
you
married?
can't. Come
No,
on,
that makes no sense.
It makes zero sense to have somebody above you. And what happens is when you put kids above your marriage and above your spouse, it's gonna make.
It's just won't be right. The dynamics is gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
The dynamics is gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's not
And
gonna
the
make
outcome
sense
of that is
because
not gonna be good.
decisions you make will be off because
Absolutely. Somebody one of the partners gonna be left out.
that's what I'm saying.
A lot of things.
Your kids cannot come before the person you're married to. They just can't, because one day they gonna leave you.
Yeah, and as I say, that can affect them long term too.
That's what I'm saying.
People don't realize that, but
Yeah, like, and it's not. It sounds bad because I think the connotation is we think that if we put things in like order that you'll get neglected or abused.
That's
No,
crazy.
we're not saying. Obviously,
And
kids need attention.
Yeah,
Kids need
but
stuff.
I don't get
kids
that.
become the priority.
I
But we're
don't-
saying they're literally they can't come before your spouse.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
don't
we're
get when
saying.
people say that, and they like whenever people like us, because we are like, no, your spouse comes first. But then people be like, oh my god, you guys are horrible parents. Like, how can you say that you have kids?
Every time
Don't
we
nobody
say,
love our kids like us.
every time
So
we
how
say that, oh, we put each other first, and people automatically go all the way to the left, like, you guys are terrible parents, or how could you not care about something you
No, you
created?
don't. Yeah,
My thing is this:
but
I love my kids to death.
yeah, like
But-
you don't love my kids more than me. Like clearly, I love
My
my
thing
kids.
is too. I understand that my kids are people. They're not property. They are not like they could literally wake up and one day and never talk to me again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Run away because kids do it a lot.
There's no. It's no. The best way I can say it is, the person you're married to is a person that knows everything about you. That most, even though I feel like we're gonna have great relationships with our kid, I don't think they gonna tell us everything.
And our children.
There's some stuff
are-
that they go keep from us.
And our children are our children. They're gonna leave us one day.
Yeah,
Like it just is what
and
it is. We're
it's
not
okay,
connected like
yeah.
that. We're connected by blood, but we're not connected like
I made a vow to be
Yeah,
my
we're not-
wife
we don't have a vow.
until death do us part.
Yeah.
I will always be my kids' parents until
Yeah.
I die, but they necessarily don't live under.
They don't have an obligation to me to be
Right.
here all the time. We
Right.
don't share that.
We will offer our support forever, but they don't have to
Yeah.
take it. They don't have to listen.
Right.
Like,
We have an obligation to raise them. That's
Right.
it. Like
right.
once they get of age, they're free to do what they want.
I got a question. It's not even. I saw it on Twitter. Somebody said that the whole taking the last name of your spouse thing is kind of antiquated, and we kind of need to reevaluate it because of what it's tied to. They're saying basically it's tied to this feeling that women are the property of the man, and the best representation would be to hyphenate to show that two are coming together. Now, at first I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, oh, here they go, something else. But I thought about it. I'm like, actually, it actually makes sense
But you
to
don't.
hyphenate.
Yeah, but there's no need to change that
But my
because
thing,
people
and
do
what,
that anyway.
What I told and what I said on Twitter, I was like, the best way to show two people are coming together is probably to hyphenate the names, but it would be a logistical nightmare because then it's like, okay, we hyphenate, but legally, do we say my name because that's how society looks at it?
Yeah.
What about the kids' last names? Are they all hyphenated? When they get married, it's gonna be hyphenated. Like, and that's the only issue I see
That's
with it.
dumb.
Because one, me personally, I never was one of them hard, like, you gotta have my last name people. I mean, obviously people go assume when they see us, they go just give you my last name because we're married. But I'm not the one that you gotta go by your last name. Like, I'm not.
I don't even go by my last name. Like, and it's not even so much that it's purpose. It's just like I've always been off. Like I've always been my last name. So like that's just what I
But
automatically
like, yeah,
say.
and like on the legal side, clearly she can always just hyphen Williams.
Yeah, but like if I was to when I change my name, I'll do that.
Yeah, and like that's
Because I'm not. I don't. Like I think that's okay. Like, but I don't think that people should make it a thing and taking the man's last name. I don't think people should do that because people, if you want to hyphenate your name, do it. But I mean, it don't matter. Like
it's one of those things that
because people who have hyphenated names, like I know people, they use both names. Like,
I don't.
So it
I don't have a problem with either way.
doesn't matter.
It's one of those things to me that don't matter.
It doesn't need to change.
Yeah.
Like you do what you feel. Like
Do what
basically,
you feel is necessary, right?
do what you want to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's move on to these questions. I only got 2 this week. I think I forgot to post about it. Yeah. So that's my fault. But hey, Dom. So, first question: what was your worst date ever?
Besides you? Okay. My worst date. I don't even know if this was kind of a date, but I guess it was. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about it. My worst date was with a dude from school, and he was a little older than me. He was foreign. That's racist! That's not racist. That's what he was. Anyway, so he was foreign, so that was different for me. And it was nighttime, and that was also different for me. Anyway, so it was at his apartment. It was supposed to just be like
it's not a date.
That is a date. Okay, fine. Well, I got another date that I just used the person with, and I'm just being honest. So, okay, this was a real date. Let me tell you how I got this date. I was walking through the quad, university. Anyway, so I was walking through the quad, and I was faking with my friend, like, oh my God, stop hitting me. Like, and I was faking, right? Until this big, like, rugby guy comes up, and he's like, hey, chill, bro, chill. And I'm like, I was just pretending I wasn't serious. Because he was about to beat my friend up, and I was like, I'm just faking. Like, so anyway, after that, the dude was like, can I get your number or whatever? So I was like, okay, yeah, you was going to save my life, sure. So I got his number. We went on a date. We went to eat. And honestly, I can't tell you nothing that happened at the table because I was bored out of my mind. I was bored.
So you telling me?
I could not wait to get.
You used an African American man for his money, and you got a free date out of a dude.
He had a big truck.
Who are you? I don't even. Who are you? Wow. So you one of those girls who use guys for free food?
Really? That man. I believe that man was gonna try to give me the word. I'm not even gonna lie. That poor guy. He was a good guy. He's just boring. I couldn't.
Wow. You probably made him a savage now. He probably going around.
No, all I did.
You probably ruined this
because
good man.
What? After that date, I did not talk to him again. I ran the other way when I would see him on campus.
Wow, you were that person.
No, it just I didn't remember. I can't remember nothing about the date. I remember my food tasting good. That's it. Like he said about that he was
like
doing rugby, but it was just not for me. Like, and he was older than me too.
So why?
He was a senior, and I was just bored.
But did you pay for your food then?
No.
Man,
I didn't pay for nothing.
Bruh.
It was boring, guy. I'm sorry. All he talked about was what he do and like what he want to do.
He was dating you. Hey.
No, so that was the first time.
Apparently on the first date, you're not supposed to talk about the things that you're interested in, things you do, who you are.
Really?
You're just supposed to.
Yeah, okay, I get it. But he didn't interest me is what I'm saying. Like, he was boring. Like, he was just... I don't want to say mediocre because that's something good to someone.
I'm be real with you. I thought this was gonna be a worse date, but you just sound like a bad person.
No, I don't.
You sound like you sound like you made the date worse. He sounded like he was a good guy. He tried to rescue you.
I said he was a good guy.
Was trying to talk to you.
He just was not my type. He was boring. Like he had everything in life together, and I just didn't want that. This is
why men say all the time, this is why we be like, see, I want the bad dudes.
No, I didn't want a bad dude.
You just said this man had everything together.
He was a senior, babe. I was a freshman. Like,
so you wanted another freshman with no money bumming off of you? Come on, man.
No, but I mean, I didn't want somebody who was step. I'm like, God, this guy is kind of, whoa, let me fall back because this dude on some other stuff, and I'm not on that yet. I don't want to be there. Boring.
Wow.
Like, I was trying to just enjoy life, learn things, you know. He was on some,
well,
I'm about to give you the world. Oh, no. We are not getting married.
Okay.
So that was the worst date I ever had.
Okay.
Which was kind of a pretty good date.
You want to know my worst date ever?
He was sweet.
No, my worst date. It was with you, okay? It's when you're freaking our second date, third date, we went to, I'm not going to say the restaurant name because they're not sponsoring this episode.
Right.
We went there. We're eating. You brought your son at the time, who I love dearly. I love your son. This dude was cutting up. This dude fell out the chair. I'm talking about y'all. So imagine a restaurant.
He fell hard.
Imagine we're in a nice formal restaurant.
We in the restaurant in
it's an elevated platform.
Yeah.
And a toddler falls off the platform onto concrete, and everybody just in the restaurant is like. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm so ashamed.
In JT head, like, I bet everybody did, like in his head, because it was so dramatic. How he just
your
was
child
dead.
fell.
Like, he was done.
Concrete.
He was like, I'm leaving, and he literally, what he did, he went and paid for the food and left. Like,
dude, I've never been
left me
that
in there, and I was like,
in my life. That's the only date in my life I've ever walked out on.
It was
so
with
you.
Unnecessary.
And that the only date I've ever walked out on was with you because
that was unnecessary, Jonathan.
Bro,
but you had to learn to stop being shamed.
No, it wasn't even just that. It was you. You were already being extra. Like you, like first
I wasn't being extra.
The surface was terrible that day. That was the first.
You was just
problem.
annoyed that day. I don't know what happened.
No, keep it real. We had. That's why I think your son was getting so like. Well, now my son was.
He was taking so long.
Everything was taking long. Like for them to come
Evan
talk
was just
to us,
a little too like what
he was
2 years old, and
they would come and talk to us like literally. Hey, somebody's coming to see y'all. They walk by like 5 minutes later. Somebody's coming to get y'all.
It was a packed house too,
and so like there's no like we didn't even have an appetizer yet. We didn't have no drinks yet. So that the service was bad. The food took forever.
Yeah.
Then that stuff happened. I was just like, as soon as the food touched, I was like.
And it was also on a Sunday, so
I was
already
tired
a long day.
because I'm up since 5 a.m.
But it was just funny because. And I didn't think anything of it. Like I was just laid back, and JT was so mad, and I think he was also upset that I was just like chill about that he fell.
That
like
you watched your kid fall off a platform,
and he kept saying it's your fault. I'm like, how is it my fault? He just was playing, and then he fell. Like he was just scooting over because he was going back and forth to my side. To
I don't
JT's
think we
side.
can people understand how high. He
God.
fell from. We weren't sitting at the table on
about
the ground.
2 feet.
Like listen to me, guys. I'm gonna paint the picture. Imagine when you walk to a restaurant, they have those elevated booths, like where you have to literally step into. That's what we were sitting on, not the table on the floor, and it's a concrete floor, not a carpet. It's concrete.
The colored concrete.
Like he fell from the top to the bottom, not even under the table. He fell like in the middle aisle.
And that was what's funny.
And that's the part I didn't get.
Like if you
He's
turn,
sitting
you
at the
see
table
him.
and he falls into the aisle.
What is he doing?
Yo,
it was like a booth table, so it was round, and
I got up. I literally got up, paid for the food, and left. And that was the worst.
And he left
date.
me and Evan in there.
That
we
was
had to
the
go.
Worst date.
We had to walk to the car like we were ashamed.
That was the worst date of my life. It was with you.
But he was so extra for that. That was so unnecessary.
I don't think I was extra. I think you was extra.
No, I was just chilling. So I mean, what am I supposed to do? Oh my god, my child fell. Oh my god, baby, are you okay? No, you all right, Evan? You know.
I saw a real Instagram reel, and I want to ask my wife because it's like, why don't like when you're married and your husband tell you something, why don't women just listen? They got to hear from somebody else. Your husband can come home. Your husband could literally come home and be like, "Look,
it don't matter what our men say. We want to hear from other people."
If I can literally come home and be like, "Look, don't go outside. It's about to rain." You know what she'll do?
Y'all biased.
She will not listen to me.
Y'all biased.
She will go on Facebook, say, "Oh, it's about to rain, y'all. Come back. Hey, babe, it's about to rain." I just told you that. Like, or I'll tell, "Hey, go do this or do that." She does not care what I have to say.
It's not about that. It's only because we know y'all biased. And so y'all are, if we need somebody who gonna protect us, y'all gonna protect us, period. It don't matter what we doing.
Gosh.
So therefore, if we just like if we need somebody to pump us up, who gonna be there to pump you up? Number one, your man or your girl. Like supposed to be. So y'all stuff, yes, it we supposed to go to y'all first. However,
it's not even about coming to us, it's just about listening.
I mean, it was supposed to listen to you guys, yeah, but then it would just be like, he could be.
I feel like
he could not really be saying. Like he could just be like being overprotective.
There has to be a Bible verse. Matter of fact, I'm a challenge. Aston Martin's marriage podcast. All these people who I know are in the Bible. Brian Shadows. Like I'm about to challenge all these people. Like there has to be a Bible verse to tell women to listen to their husbands.
Really?
Because you don't. There has to be one. Like
really?
I don't. I'm gonna Google.
It go both ways, baby. They only got submit.
What's submission, Dominic?
It could be a bunch of things.
Oh my god.
Because I mean, I could hear you.
Man.
But anyway, it's not that I don't listen. I just go say what somebody else said.
Not that
that's
you
okay.
You listen, but you listen after it's confirmed from your
Ain't
friend.
nothing wrong with a little bit of confirmation, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of confirmation. Ain't nothing wrong with some confirmation.
But let me not listen to you and go get it from somebody else.
No, I just be like, are you gonna say I told you so? Did I tell you that?
Let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all a perfect example. Dominic thinks she's a pharmacist. Dominique literally will get a prescription from a doctor.
Seriously, Jonathan.
And she will change it to whatever she thinks will work. No matter, like, whatever the medicine says, it could say take for 10 days. Dominique will say, no, you know what? I'm going to take for 2 days. And then I'm going to pause because, I'm going to let it sit. Then I'm going to come back and hit it again. She makes up her own.
No, I'll be like, I'm going to pause because it got better. And then if it come back.
That is the first thing they tell you when you take medicine. Is finish the medicine.
But what if it was like, okay, take twice a day, then after a week, once?
You do what it says.
Because I didn't understand that. That's what it said, but I'm like, okay.
You don't understand what it means to take twice.
It said take twice a day and until symptoms get better. Then after, take once.
Okay, so after it gets better, take once a week. How hard is that?
So once a week. Because that didn't make sense to me. That's why I just
your
stopped.
Doctor what it means. Golly, Google.
I was like, that seemed like a typo. And then I was like, I need to ask the doctor. But I kept forgetting to ask the doctor.
So she became the doctor.
So I just stopped taking it.
Like, I'm becoming the doctor, man. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man. What am I about to say? Oh. Do you realize that, I think we said this last week, but it just hit me again because I'm looking at our bed and it's very dirty right now. It's not from us. It's from my kids. We have a problem, guys. I need you guys to pray for us. We are trying to evict our kids out of our bed. I think this is the only mistake. This is the one mistake that we've made in our marriage that this is like the first thing I really can say I regretted was letting our kids start to sleep in our bed.
It's not even kids, because Journey's okay. I feel like they should all be able to sleep with us.
I don't want nobody else but you in this bed. And it's not even on
It's
not even on some like nasty stuff. It's literally
Journey is not bad.
No, she's the worst.
No, May has stuff all over.
No, I'm stopping you. All these kids are bad because one of them is just plain dirty. He don't care. He could be bleeding. He'll get blood everywhere.
He does not care.
He doesn't care. He can come in here with a wet diaper. He doesn't care.
He doesn't
care.
The
other one crawls on you. She scratches. She wakes you up when she's ready.
Disrespectful. Her. Yeah.
That's the only thing I regret in our marriage.
And she scratched her daddy a lot.
Like, and I literally thought about this today. I was like, this is my only regret. I was trying to be the progressive parent.
But Journey, we could just put Journey back in her bed.
King size bed. Everybody's invited. I was trying to be the cool
like that.
Dad.
Just don't sit right with me. He used to do it all the time, and I couldn't stand it. Like first of all, I'm the one who kept pushing for the king size bed because I'm like, JT, like
should have never got a king size bed,
baby. We need some space, okay? Because I be getting hot in the middle of the night. I'm getting older now. I be getting nice sweats.
Hopefully you're going through menopause. All these kids.
I hope so too. I'm not even lying because you already know I can't stand Mother Nature. But anyway, so. Yeah, I be getting nice sweats and stuff, and these kids and him, I use just too much, and he be a little hot. He always warm, like warmer than the average person. So, I can't. I say we need a king size bed. We get a king size bed. We have Major sleeps in the bed. My God. Right. Then we have Journey.
Yep.
Major by itself was terrible from jump because he slept bad. He woke up in the middle of the night. He finally starting to mellow down in the middle of the night, like sleep all night. Finally, well, he has to go to bed late.
Like go to bed late.
10 o'clock, 10:30. Like, and then here comes Journey. Wants a bottle, scratches you.
It's just the fact that
crawls on top of you with her. You can cut her nails a week before, and she still.
It's just
her
the
nails
fact
grow so
that
fast. Like, oh my God.
We're married and we share a bed with people. It feels like I have a roommate. Like I don't like.
We do have roommates, and it's your fault.
I don't like it.
Honestly, I mean, because I told him, look, that's okay when you're alone for your kids to sleep with you.
It's not okay. Don't do that. Don't even start it. Don't make.
But if you got plans on getting married and you got a significant other or boyfriend,
if you got plans to get married, don't have kids.
In the long
term, let's start there. Don't be out here having kids and not being married. If you do, it's okay. It happens. But, whatever.
But that's not the goal.
That's never the goal.
That's never the goal, guys.
That's not the goal. Right. And God's grace is sufficient.
Amen.
But that's not the goal.
But it's not the goal, however.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're going through that. Please pray for us that we can get some eviction notices handed out. We should totally do that.
We should. Let's do it.
Do it real.
Anyway, I kind of want to talk about this, and then we can get out of here. But listen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's daytime. It's not nighttime. We're not going to sleep, but we are in bed. So whatever. We're still in bed. I think that it's important to really dive into what you were taught growing up, and that's from a spiritual point. That's from a religious point, because I think the more you discover, like, and understand what you were taught and make sure that it's off the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of stuff that we grow up thinking is true,
It's not.
it could have been based off something that was not true. It doesn't mean that that person was misleading you on purpose. It just could mean that their misunderstanding could become your downfall because you're trying to do something that somebody told you that wasn't true, and that can be, relationship wise, that can be religion wise,
anything.
Because, like, for example, as Christians, there's so many scriptures that, the Bible say this, and then you grow up, you're like, the Bible never said that.
Yeah.
Or people have quotes in church that you thought you swore had to be in the Bible,
but it wasn't.
Like, when did Job ever say he may not come when you want him, but he always right on time? That people say that all the time, and it's just certain. It's like catchphrases and stuff.
Yeah, you think it's Bible, but it's not.
Right, and
which is also good to seek that stuff yourself.
Right,
seek out your own soul salvation.
And I feel like you really have to. And I'm saying this to kind of tie into relationships as well, because so much stuff that we were taught or what we learned by watching, you have to get it out of your head because it's just wrong. Like, just because your parents did it,
don't mean it's right.
That don't mean it's right. Or even if you think, like I used to think, and this I talked about before, I thought the way my dad handled conflict by just getting up and leaving. I thought that was a mature way to do it because I saw him do it, it worked. But I grew up, I just realized he was just unable. He wasn't mature enough to express himself when he got angry. That's a side of immaturity. He could not handle conflict without going to 100. And so, but me growing up, I'm thinking, oh, that's what you do. You get mad, leave. Yeah. And I had to literally reprogram my thinking because I'm like, I can't do that. I have to be better than that. Yeah. And
because you also don't know what that means to other people, what you think is right. What that means to other people, because he thought that and I thought completely different, right, about what he was doing. I didn't think that was okay at all. Like, so, yeah,
right. I don't know. I just think,
but that's true.
To be better, you have to really unlearn a lot of stuff,
and that's why
it's a tough process. I'm not gonna lie.
It is, but that's why I encourage everybody to like talk to their parents and like just with anything. It don't have to be like church related or religion related. It's just anything that you have a question about, especially now that you're older. Take time and use your age. You know what I mean? Like it's a gift now. You can speak to your parents and ask them questions that you probably would never ask them as a kid because you didn't have the right.
Yeah,
but now you literally are both adults, so you could sit down and have an adult conversation about things that you did not understand, or things that you don't think is honestly right. So you can have talks with your parents now. Like, I like to do that. Like, nothing is wrong with talking and asking them questions because
and
knowledge is power. You need to know stuff.
You have to have these conversations to grow. There's so many people that. So many conversations that need to be had. Yep. Because the only outcome, the usual outcome of conversation, like not conflict, but conversation, is either reconciliation or understanding. Like when we watched that interview with two people who thought completely different religious views. Yeah. But because they can sit down and talk and go through point by point by this, you can leave, even if you don't change your views, you can leave with understanding. And that's important. That's growth. Being able to, even if you say, I don't agree with anything you're saying, but I understand why you say what you say.
Yeah, and nothing's wrong with that. And that don't mean that you're agreeing. That don't mean that you, switching your faith. No, it just means that you understand it. Is that not what we are supposed to do?
That's maturity.
I mean,
being able to defend what you believe.
Understanding is nothing wrong with that.
Understanding, and so many people fight, so many people curse people out, and all this because people don't believe like them.
Right, and I'll just be like, okay, that's fine. Do you? Okay.
And that's the Bible.
Amen. It ain't my business. Yep. Do you? Right, period.
Look, I don't really have much for our last segment. I love you, but I don't care. Only thing is, obviously, it's the playoffs basketball, so I'll just be busy with that. And I've been posting more like daily workout not videos, but like motivation. And what I'm noticing is people are starting to like literally hit me up and be like, "I be waiting on these." Like,
rolls my eyes.
I be waiting on this to go get workout. Like, this remind me I need to work out, which goes to show you that just
everybody needs somebody.
use your platform. You can.
Everybody need everybody.
If it's one person, two people, four
That's
people,
right.
five
That's
people.
right. Your life is your platform.
Yeah. Being a platform, Amnika is lying. If you go to her IG story and see anything about meal prep,
Are you
I
the
cooked the food.
audacity, y'all? No,
I put her on that food.
you ain't get the food.
Dom, did you?
And you cooked that burger. That's it. He didn't even cook the burger. He cooked the patty. Okay, I suggested the patty. So
Dom,
I'm the mastermind behind everything.
Who put you on
I'm the master.
the roasted potatoes?
I'm the mastermind. Walmart.
You was not messing with that before me. Stop lying.
How long ago that was? You first pulled that out a long time ago.
That's my point.
So
you weren't messing with that.
Ignore that. I can also say that I went get meal plans, real ones, and I just copied what they had in there, and they literally had roasted potatoes in there.
Is that? Hold on.
So that's what I'm doing. They had a burger
Let's have
thing,
a real conversation.
and that's literally what I'm doing. I just copied all their meals.
Is that legal?
I guess it is. Did they copyright it?
I don't know.
They probably
You
did.
could have just committed a felony right now. You just said it.
Oh, who gonna clank me? Because they not.
Peace up.
It's gonna be free Dominique. Hey, everybody go free Dominique.
Free my sister till she die. What is it?
Free her till she free.
Free my sister till the end. Period.
Yep.
Guess what? I'm gonna be throwing Dominique dollars.
Man.
No, but for real, that's all I'm doing. That's a good idea too. If you don't know what to do, just get a meal prep one day and then just take it. Like my last 2 meal preps, I did it. Technically, I'm buying it. Technically, I bought that because I bought that. I had to pay for that. So, yeah. But it was really good, and I got some good compliments on my meal prep that I did today. I'm also going to eat that tomorrow.
That she stole.
Split it in half.
I'm just going to keep putting it out there.
Like, anybody could say I stole it because anybody probably makes that. It's a simple meal prep. Burgers and sweet potatoes.
All right, well, you stole it.
Anyway, I didn't get to I love you, but I don't care. Y'all, oh my God. I told AT last night about 11 o'clock that it is harder to find somebody to braid a female's hair at last minute than it is to find a barber last minute. Y'all, I didn't call like about
First
8 people.
That's a lie.
You know
how hard it is to find a barber last minute?
You know how hard it's hard to find a braid last minute. They might be equal.
Yeah, I don't.
But oh my God, like I didn't call 8 people. All 8 people is booked. I'm like, dang. Even the people that don't have shops, not since when? Like, God dang.
That's what you get for being last minute.
It's ridiculous, I know, but I finally found somebody today. So finally, the 9th person.
Mess your head up. All right. Well, that's another week of Pill Talking Podcast.
I was about to do it myself.
JT. All right. Good night.
I'm a jack of all trades.
You didn't even say good night.
I said good night after I said I'm a jack of all trades. Good night.
Bruh.
I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Bruh. Okay. All right. Good night, guys.